Hello everyone, here I explain the history of BBC. British Broadcasting Corporation BBC, Great Britain operating under royal charter. It held a monopoly on television in Great Britain from its introduction until 1954 and on radio until 1972. Headquarters are in the Greater London Borough of Westminster. The first initiatives in British radio after World War One were taken by commercial firms that regarded broadcasting primarily as point-to-point communication. The British Broadcasting Company was established in 1922 as a private corporation in which only British manufacturers were permitted to wholesale. British television service was interrupted during World War II but resumed in 1946. The BBC established the second channel in 1964 and introduced the first regular color television service in Earth in 1967.
Actor in the British Broadcasting Company, John Wright, 1889 to 1971, was the founder of the BBC. He was its first general manager when it was set up as the British Broadcasting Company in 1992, and was its first director general when it became a public corporation in 1927. He created both the templates for public service broadcasting in Britain and for the arms-like public corporations that were to follow, especially after World War II. Wright fought off the politician attempts to influence the BBC, while offering the British people programs to educate, inform, and entertain.
Next is scope of BBC. BBC News is an operational business division of the British Broadcasting Corporation, or called BBC. BBC responsible for the gathering and broadcasting of news and current affairs. The department is the world's largest broadcast news organization and generates about 120 hours of radio and television output each day, as well as online news coverage. The service maintains 50 foreign news bureaus with more than 250 correspondents around the world. Franz Answorth has been Director of News and Current Affairs since January 2018. During this decade, the corporations began to sell off a number of its operational divisions to private owners. BBC Broadcast was spun off as a separate company in 2002, and in 2005 it was sold off to Australian-based Macquarie Capital Alliance Group and Macquarie Bank Limited and rebranded Red B Media. The BBC IT, Telephony and Broadcast Technology were brought together as BBC Technology Ltd in 2001, and the division was later sold to the German engineering and electronics company Siemens IT Solutions and Services, or called SIS. SIS was subsequently acquired from Siemens by the French company Atos. Further investments in this decade included BBC Books and sold to Random House in 2006. BBC Outside Broadcast Ltd sold in 2008 to Satellite Information Services. Costumes and Wigs sold in 2008 to Angels the Costumiers. And BBC Magazines sold to Immediate Media Company in 2011. After the sales of OBs and costumes, The remainders of BBC resource was reorganized as BBC Studios and Post-Production, which continues today as a wholly owned subsidiary of the BBC. So what is BBC missions? BBC missions is so simple. BBC missions is to act in the public interest, serving all audience through the provisions of impartial, high quality, and distinctive output service which inform, educate, and entertain.
BBC also set out their 5 public purposes. 1. To provide impartial news and information to help people understand and engage with the world around them. The BBC should provide duly accurate and impartial news, current affairs, and factual programming to build people's understanding of all parts of the United Kingdom and of the wider world. 2. To support learning for people of all ages. The BBC should help everyone learn about different subjects in a way they will find accessible, engaging, inspiring, and challenging. 3. To show the most creative, highest quality, and distinctive output and services. The BBC should provide high-quality output across a range of services and platforms which set the standard in the United Kingdom and internationally. 4. To reflect, represent, and serve the diverse community of all of the United Kingdom nation and region, and in doing so, support the creative economy across the United Kingdom. The BBC should reflect the diversity of the United Kingdom, both in its output and services. In doing so, the BBC should accurately and authentically represent and portray the life of the people of the United Kingdom today, and raise awareness of the different culture and alternative viewpoints that make up its society. 5. To reflect the United Kingdom, its culture and value to the world. Its international service should put the United Kingdom in a world context, aiding understanding of the United Kingdom as a whole, including its nation and region where appropriate. It should ensure that it produces output and services which will be enjoyed by people in the United Kingdom and globally.
So I'm gonna tell you about the current issue BBC News. The BBC is the home of major sporting events and has broadcast moments from a whole year to audience across the United Kingdom. We will be truly spoiled for choice for contenders and can't wait to celebrate this year's achievement in December. Director of Sport Barbara Slater said. And also BBC Sport Personality of the Year 2022 will take place on Wednesday, 21 December 2022, and the Glittering Awards show will come live from Media City UK in Salford. BBC now is 99th year celebrates the sporting achievements of the year. The biggest award show in the live sporting calendar will look back on an epic year of elite sports, which has so far seen Lionel Messi bring football home in the Euros, a record number of medals for the home nation of the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games, the women's curling team stocking gold at the Winter Olympics, and etc. The categories for 2022 will include BBC Sports Personality of the Year, World Sports Star of the Year, Helen Rollason Award, Young Sports Personality of the Year, and etc. Viewers also can get involved at home and make their mark by voting for the BBC Sport Personality of the Year winner, nominating their own unsung hero, and engaging with the BBC Sport social channels throughout the evening.
I know gold is not enough.